Hey everyone, it's Wednesday. Make sure that you are doing this one of two ways. One, you could do all of your math review and then watch the video and check your answers, or you could do your addition box and then play and watch the addition answer and then pause the video, do the subtraction box, play, check your answer, and keep going. Your choice. Okay, this first box, this is our addition box, and I totally deleted that part of it, but it does say addition up there. You just can't see it. And this is elapsed time. Elapsed time means how much time has passed since we started. For example, if we go to eat lunch at 11:15 and we're done at 11:45, the elapsed time was 30 minutes. It means it took us 30 minutes from when we started to when we stopped to eat our lunch. So it's really a pretty simple process. You're just going to take the time that you start with, and in this case it's 4:15 a.m., which, folks, is really early in the morning, and then you are going to add on that elapsed time, okay? And these are going to be two fairly easy ones, but something you need to keep in mind is here in the minutes section, you can never have more than 59 minutes because once we hit 60 minutes, it rolls over into the next hour. So anyways, all I have to do is add. 5 plus 5 is 10, carry my 1. 1 plus 1 plus 3 is 5 and 4. So those two little dots separate your hour from your minutes. So we finished at 4:50 a.m. And this a.m. and p.m. are very important because they are definitely two different times of the day. Okay, for our second problem, we start at 12:05 a.m. The time elapsed is 45 minutes. Okay, 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry my 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. Nothing in the hours. So this will end at 12:50 a.m. Okay? All right, let's go into our subtraction box. For our subtraction box, I want you to kind of take your brain back to the beginning of the school year when we talked about these little subtraction models. We have our whole 7,632. This is our bigger part. We don't know how many's in the tens there. And then the 3,091 is our smaller part. And we know that if we added both of these together, we'd get 7,632. So if I took 7,632 and subtracted 4,500 something 1, I'd get 3,091. If I subtracted 3,091, I'd get 4,500 something 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch them from how they wrote it. 7,632 minus what I do know, 3,091. 2 minus 1 is 1. I cannot do 3 minus 9. So I have to come over and borrow from my hundreds. When I do that, I have 5 hundreds left. Then the 100 I borrowed, I have to take over to my tens. Well, there are 10 tens in 100. So I take those 10 tens, add it on to the 3 tens I already have, and I now have 13. 13 take away 9 is 4. 5 take away 0 is 5. 7 take away 3 is 4. Now if I look, it matches, and I know that n equals 4. So this is your answer right there. Okay, let's go to multiplication. Now multiplication, you can solve this any way you want. You can solve it by using a base model. You can solve it using the area model. You could even solve it with using the algorithm. I'm going to start with the area model. When I use the area model, we're going to put our 6 here. The value of my 2 is 2,000. The value of my 3 is 300. The value of my 5 is 50. And the value of my 1 is 1. Now all I have to do is multiply 6 times 2,000, 6 times 300, 6 times 50, and 6 times 1. So 6 times 2,000, we have 12 and 3 zeros. 6 times 3 is 18 and 2 zeros. 6 times 5 is 30 and 1 zero. And 6 times 1 is 6. Now all I have to do is take these partial products and add them up. So I have 6, 0, 11, 2, 3, 4, 14,106. Now I can also probably I'll do the other one using the algorithm. 2,351 times 6. Okay, well, 6 times 1 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. Got to carry that 3. 6 times 3 is 18, 19, 20, 21. Carry the 2. 6 times 2 is 12, 13, 14. So I have 14,106. Same thing that I got over there, so I know I did my math correctly. Alrighty. The next one we have is division. Now here we learn to divide using base 10 models, area models, and partial quotients. I am going to use partial quotients because that is the one that you all seem to do the best with, and it is the one that's going to help you more throughout your life. Like if you can't figure out using the algorithm, especially when you get up into really high divisors, the partial quotients is the way to go. So since we have all the way up to the hundreds place, when I'm kind of looking at friendly numbers, I will start with multiplying by 100. 6 times 100 is 600, and that's way too high. But if I stop and I look, wait a minute, 42. In my head, I know that 6 times 7 equals 42. Well, if I went 6 times 70, it equals 420. So I think I'm going to use that. So I'm going to go 420. How did I get that? I went 6 times 70. Subtract. And I end up with 5. 5 is lower than 6, so I cannot go any farther. This becomes my remainder. So I have 70, remainder 5. Now remember, we can check our answers too by taking our quotient and multiplying it by our divisor. 6 times 0 is 0. 6 times 7 is 42. We have to add on that remainder that we took off, 425. And look at that. This 425 matches my dividends, so I know that I did my work correctly. Good job. All right. Geometry. A line segment is a piece of a line. It has a start and a stop point. So this is my line segment. A ray. Think about the sun and the rays that come off of it. So this is your ray. It starts at the sun right here at the point and goes out. Okay, a point. A point is a teeny tiny dot. It is a location. It is an exact spot. So that comes here. Point A, point B, point C. A line starts and never ends. Think about Superman flying around the earth. He just keeps going and going and going. So this is your line. Okay, that's all that we have. If you have any questions about that, make note. We're going to go over them when we get back together Monday. Today, your lesson, this is the pre-test, the diagnostic test for fractions. Hopefully, it's going to be pretty easy for you. It is third grade skills. We just need to see what do you remember from third grade and what do we need to review. So that is in your Google Classroom. Don't forget to mark your attendance. And then also, don't forget, folks, you have to do 15 minutes of exact path. That is a Grader Clark policy. And you get a grade on it. Okay? All right. Check my videos tomorrow. Email me if you have any questions at all. bday at gccschools.com from 9 a.m. to noon. I'll check it constantly. I'm always checking my email, sitting there in front of a computer all morning just like you are. And then from 12 to 3, I'll just kind of check it about every 30 minutes. Okay? Alrighty. See you soon.